Hello! So, welcome to Playing with Abstract Art. My name's Katrina and I'm an artist currently based in my home in Belfast. And so for the next 6 weeks, I'm going to be working with you guys on a project. This is the first time doing this sort of project online, virtually, so we'll see how it goes. It's a bit of an experiment. But it should be fun. What we're going to be doing is really focusing on drawing and meditation, so a little bit of both. We start off the practice with meditation and see where that leads us. Okay, so it's kind of drawing or meditative drawing techniques that we're going to be playing around with. And so hopefully this will help to create a little bit of space within your own art practice, within your own drawing practice, and really just, being a bit more playful maybe when we approach anything art related. So just not having these ideas of what art should be so tight, so not holding on to those ideas, and creating a little bit of freedom, a little bit of space to play and experiment and make mistakes. And so we'll maybe get started. This week we're going to be looking at automatic line drawing, or automatism. I think I'm pronouncing that properly. It's a technique that was explored a lot during the 1920s, and then again in the 1950s with some surrealist artists, and also dabbled with Cubism. So if you're familiar with any of those art forms or movements, Pablo Picasso would have been one of the main artists that would have dabbled with automatic line drawing. So we'll get on to that in a little minute. First of all, we're going to do some meditation, and it's very, very basic. So if you've never done meditation before, what I would say is see it more as a way of observing our breath or sitting with our breath, and that's all it really is. So when our attention is on our inhales and our exhales, and that's all we're going to be doing. So I'd like you to find a nice straight back. So if you're sitting against something and you're kind of slouched, maybe you want to come forward so that the crown of your head is reaching towards the ceiling, and the root of your spine, or the base of your spine, is really grounded into whatever it is that you're sitting on today. Maybe rolling your shoulders back and down and creating a little bit of space for your neck. Maybe shaking off any tension that we've been holding on to in our bodies. So we might feel that in our shoulders, we might feel that in our back, we might feel that in our neck. So just allowing things to relax, all parts of our bodies. And so gently closing your eyes, allowing your palms to rest wherever is comfortable. And we're slowly going to bring our awareness to our breath. So following the inhale all the way to the top, and all the way as we release. We'll just do that for a few moments. Just noticing our breath. So we're not trying to hold on to our breath or control it in any way. Just observing the natural flow. And so if there's been a lot on today already, or if there's a lot to do, just giving ourselves permission now to put all of that on hold and just really be in this moment, simply with our breath. Just watching slowly the inhales and the exhales. And if any thoughts or feelings do arise, that's okay. Just allow them thoughts to arise, but gently bring yourself back to your breath. And with that breath, we might be aware of parts of our bodies that we're still holding on to tension. So every exhale, just releasing a little bit of that tension from our bodies. Inhale, filling our bodies with breath. Exhaling and release, just relaxing a little bit deeper. Inhaling, filling our bodies. And exhaling and releasing. And if there's a little intention that you'd like to maybe set for today or for the start of our class, you can maybe bring that to your mind's eye now. So whether that's fun or play, or whatever intention it is, whatever brought you to this video today. Holding that intention in our mind's eye, filling it with our breath. And as we exhale, letting go of that intention, relaxing into our body. And so finding the base of our spine, bringing our awareness to maybe our feet. And start to visualize the room that we're in. So bringing the picture of our room to our mind. And as we gently inhale, exhale, and open our eyes. It's usually a bit brighter when we open our eyes after we've had our eyes closed. So maybe that's a little bit of calm we've had to start our class. A little bit of ease, maybe. A little bit of breath. So, before I say too much, what we're going to do now is get started. So, I'm just using a pencil today. So, you might want to find something to draw with. So, that could be a pencil also. It could be a pen. It could be a crayon. It could be whatever you find. A highlighter, maybe. It could be anything that you find at home. And then what we also need is a bit of paper. So it could be a bit of paper like this that you find lying around. You might just use the little end bit of that paper, the little clean bit. It could be, for me, I'm using the back of, so I've got a couple of printouts, and I'm going to use the back because I don't need the back of it, so I'm going to use the back. It could be paper from your notebooks. It could be card. It doesn't have to be paper. It could be the backs of cereal boxes. It could be envelopes. Anything that you can find to draw on is perfect. And so we're going to get started. So really what we're going to do then is take your line for a walk, okay? So we're going to give ourselves a little bit of freedom just to doodle. And I'm sure a lot of you have already are very well experienced in doodling. The difference with this sort of doodling is, I know for me, I would have done a lot of like little flowers. I'll show you what I mean. So I would have done, maybe when I was a little bit younger, I maybe would have done a lot, and you just kind of bring it out. I think I've done a lot of these sort of things, okay? And so the idea is not really to do this sort of thing. I know I'm showing you and saying don't do this. So we're going to let go of images, image making. So the idea of drawing, landscapes, maybe drawing houses, drawing flowers, drawing love hearts, drawing trees. The idea is to not do that, okay? So we're letting go of any of that sort of these images that we're making, and we're just doodling. So you could maybe you start to draw a circle, and that's fine, okay? But can you do other things with it? You know, can it come up? So instead of doing something like that, maybe we're going to start experimenting and pushing it. And it doesn't have to go on it, it could come off it slightly, you see? And so the idea is to keep the momentum, and we're not overthinking what we're doing, we're just doodling. So there's no real rights. Oh, broken pencil, that's okay. So I'm going to use the little end bit of my pencil, little broken bit. We'll see how that goes. Okay, so the idea is not to think too much about where it's going. I'm just going to doodle. I am not really looking when I'm doing this, but you do want to be looking at what you're doing. Okay, but you're not thinking too much about where it's going. There's no rights or wrongs, okay? As long as it doesn't start to make a house. Okay, so we're trying to avoid making things. We're just doing little sketches. And this is where the freedom is. There's no end product necessarily. We're not making, this masterpiece per se. It might just turn into a masterpiece, and that's totally awesome as well. And it might not, and that's also totally awesome. It could just be a space for you to get out stuff, to blah on the page a little bit, and that's fine. And what you might find is some things come out from it. See, that kind of looks like a plant for me, but I didn't have any intentions of it being a plant. It's just kind of came together like that. And you could start doing little bits if you wanted. Where do they go? Oh, lost my... So if you want to start doing that as well with me, if you haven't already started. So what we're going to do, you don't need to copy this in any way. Each piece is going to be different, and it's going to be your own piece. So whatever way that turns out, perfect. We're not overthinking what we're doing. We're just doing it, and we're keeping up some sort of momentum. So there's some sort of speed that we're going to. We're not stopping and thinking, what do I do next? We're just keeping going, okay? So there's not really much stopping, and we'll see where it goes. And as yous are working, I'll maybe show you. This is a little technique that I use all the time, whenever I'm reading, especially, and things just aren't really making much sense for me. I'll start to use some little automatic line drawing techniques to kind of get me through some of it. You see that? So this works for me quite well because I'm kind of just working through ideas there, you see. So this is just my own little personal book that I'm doing at the minute. Doesn't really make much sense, and that's totally fine. It's a process, okay? Oh, there's more little pencils falling out of my book. Lots of pencils have been lost on this book, that's fine. Okay, so you're just kind of working through it. I'll put that away now. Everything's falling out of it. So, continuing with your line drawing, we're not overthinking what we're doing. And while you are working away, I'll give you maybe another couple of minutes just on or maybe another 1 minute just on this one that you're working with. Okay, so you're maybe making some shapes, maybe listening to the sound. What sound does the material make on the page? And is it constant? So are you stopping? Are you starting? And the idea is that you want to be just constantly going. So you want to be just keep going and not thinking too much, because there's no real right or wrongs in this. It's just a process. Okay, and we're not overthinking where the pencil's going to go. In a way, we are following the pencil. So the pencil's making marks and we're just kind of going along for the ride. Okay, relaxing, feeling if there's any tension in our shoulders, feeling if we're tensioning our back, and we're just going to release out of that and continue to draw. So it's meant to be fun. It's meant to be, there's a freedom in it. There's a playfulness, and just allow yourself to make whatever marks come up. Okay, so what I'm thinking is you can maybe pause the video now if you want to keep continuing with your little drawings, and what I say is maybe get at least 2. Okay, I know I'm holding up 4. Get at least 2 drawings, maybe 3, maybe 4, maybe 5. Usually when I do this class in person to person, physically in person to person, we'd have maybe about 5 drawings done. So it's up to you, but minimum 2. So press pause now. And so if you're carrying on listening, or if you've unpaused, we're going to continue. So I have my 2 drawings. So I have this drawing, and I maybe have, let's see, I'll take one out of my little book, and I have, this drawing. Okay, don't know if you can see that properly there. Some random stuff going on there in this drawing. So what I'm going to do is, excuse me, this is an experiment in itself, this video thing, so we'll just go with it. So I'm going to work with these, see these little mountain-like things that I've got going on, these lovely triangles. I'm going to play with those in one sheet. And then for this one, I really like this circular bit with the line going through. See that one there? This one. So I'm going to work with those 2. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a new piece of paper, like this one. And what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to fold this so I can see the little bit, because there's a lot going on in this. So I'm going to actually fold my little drawing, and I'm going to just take this little bit, okay, and I'm going to put it on my page like that. And then I'm going to get my other drawing, and I'm going to fold it as well. So it's like this. Okay. See, like that. And I'm going to put it here. I'll maybe put this one here. You see that? And then what I'm going to do now is start to bring them together. So if I can show you. So, folding them like this and this. Oh, my hair's in the way. And the idea is we're going to start bringing these 2 together, okay? So these are my favourite bits out of these little doodles that we've done. And I'm going to see how I can, bring these 2 together in some way. And again, we're doing automatic line drawing. So we're not making pictures. We're just being inspired by these marks. So there's something, I can see it like a triangle here. So I'm going to actually start playing with that. Oh, forgot my pencils. So back again, apologies. I had to get another pencil. So what we're going to do is, as I said before, start making our little doodles. So I really like this bit coming up, and it's got some like axy O's almost, like, so there's like O's and X's and some really weird like lines down here that I really like. And then it's almost got like this flag thing with a circle in it. You see that? Weird. And so this is my little first drawing, okay? And then if I look at the one that I really liked before of this, my little, see that? Almost like little mountains almost. So they don't have to be, they don't have to be exactly what you drew. So I'm not trying to draw this onto this. I'm feeling inspired by this, and I'm kind of looking at it and thinking, okay, there's something in that I'm going to start to bring across, like these little lines. This is good fun. It's a bit strange drawing upside down. Maybe that's a new technique that you can play with as well. So let's see. Ta-da! And this is only a 20-minute video, very, very quick. So what you could do to extend this class now is to bring in colour, a little bit of colour. Or you could start to shade it with your pencil. So you're starting to bring in some shade, maybe some lines, some more lines, and you can start to build on this. So really you could be working with this for maybe an hour, maybe 2 hours, maybe all day, you know, and start to bring in more and more really random, strange marks that you're not overthinking. So it's almost like a meditation. So you're focusing on your breath with meditation, and you're just allowing things to be. And with this, you're just following the line and seeing wherever it goes, and wherever it goes is the right place for it to go. You know, it's letting go of this, oh, I don't know how to do this, or this isn't right, or this looks silly. So letting go of all of those sort of ideas, and just knowing that it's whatever way it happens, whatever way it goes, this is good. This is the way it's meant to go. You know, this is, and whether that means that you learn from it by doing a few mistakes and thinking, oh, okay, well, maybe I could do that differently in another time, or whether it all comes together and you're like, wow, that's pretty awesome. Where did that come from? You know? So yeah, have fun. Continue doing your little random, almost dream or meditation drawings. And yeah, you could make a series of lots of them, or you could continue with this one today and see where it takes you. Main thing to remember, have fun, and yeah, just play with following the random marks. The randomer, the better. That's a word. So thank you for joining me today. Hope you had fun. Hope it's been you know, inspiring maybe. Hope we've helped to create a little bit of space in our home, in our drawing practice, in our bodies. And yeah, stay safe, and yeah, thank you. Bye.